Focus now on our physical health. The talented team at Orthopedic Surgical Partners offers a speed pass to quality care.
I love that, a speed pass. Joining us in the studio today is Dr. Brian Schmidberg, and we are just so excited to have you here.
Thank you for
having me. Give us a hand, huh?
Yeah, give us a hand. You're a hand specialist, right?
I am, yes.
Your oldest sister, that kind of influenced your decision to go into this?
Correct, yeah. She unfortunately was diagnosed with malignant melanoma when I was young. She was just a young teenager, but kind of saw what she went through. She's great now.
Good, thank God.
But kind of got me on the path to where I am. Went a little different field then.
Yeah, why'd you choose this particular specialty?
I think it's a good mixture of what I did in college, which was engineering, and then growing up playing sports. So orthopedics is like a good mixture of all of those things.
Oh, so. You know, you don't always think of it that way, but that really makes a lot of sense now that you're saying that. Yeah. You're really seeing like the way the body moves and the way the body works, and when it's not working the right way, that's where you come in, right, to fix it.
Yep, and when you're in your training, you kind of get a feel for the kind of people that you vibe with and the kind of stuff you like doing, and I always kind of led towards orthopedics, which it's worked out well for me.
Yeah, and you tend to get to know your patients in depth, which is really nice.
I try to. I do my best. I try to at least ask one thing that doesn't have to do with why they're there, to see if I can connect on a different level.
Yeah,
right,
that's really terrific.
Absolutely, which is huge because not all doctors take that time, you know, with that bedside manner. Also, surgeries awake versus not awake. I feel like nowadays we're hearing about more surgeries where you're awake. It's even an outpatient procedure. What is the importance of being awake during a surgery?
I think there's a couple different reasons. So for being awake, it's helpful for all patients, but it can be especially helpful for some of our older patients. And the reasons for that are you can take all your medications normally. You can eat and drink on the day of surgery, which if anyone's ever had surgery, I think that's people's biggest complaint is like, you know, they haven't had their coffee or they haven't eaten anything all day. The procedure can very safely be done. You can drive yourself to and from the procedure. Right. I think the other little hidden gem is from a healthcare system. It also saves money for both the patient and the healthcare system because you're not paying necessarily for the anesthesiologist. Lastly, from my perspective, the outcomes are exactly the same. So if you can safely do something awake, then I think it kind of makes sense. And not all procedures can be done awake, but there are some that are very amenable to it.
Speak to us about wintertime injuries, because winter is coming up, and we want to make sure we try to stay safe.
Yeah, so I think all seasons have their different flavors of injuries. Wintertime, it's like the black ice that I think, unfortunately,
so bad.
Gets a lot of us. It's hard to avoid it because you can't really see it, but unfortunately we see a lot of wrist injuries from falling and trying to brace yourself. I think all the things in winter that we see are more of like the skiing and snowboarding type injuries. So there is a specific injury with skiers where their ski pole kind of gets stuck in their thumb.
Oh, I've had that happen. Not where I've ever needed surgery, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep, and if, you know, God forbid if these things do happen, the orthopedic urgent cares, obviously we have one, which is great, but I think they're a great place to go to get checked out. It just saves the hassle from going to the emergency department, waiting there forever. These urgent cares that are specific to orthopedics have popped up everywhere, and they just make things a lot more convenient for you and can kind of get you in the door if you need to.
It expedites the steps so much, which is huge.
And we were talking about snowblower safety during the commercial break. This is something that we want to be extra careful around, this type of machinery.
Yeah, it seems like something that you don't have to talk about, but I've seen the smartest people in the world that have had this happen. It could be a snowblower, it can also be a lawnmower, but something gets stuck, specifically in the snowblower, in the auger, so snow gets stuck. You turn the snowblower off, which you think you're being safe, and then you put your hand to kind of decompress the snow from it. But what happens is there's a bunch of potential energy that then kicks into kinetic energy, and it turns the auger, and you can get really bad injuries to your fingers if that happens.
Yeah, that's not good.
So most snowblowers now, they have like a stick that comes with it that's long. So you turn the snowblower off, you use that stick. The caveat to that is being, it can still kick, so be ready to let go at any point. You just never want to put your finger inside of a snowblower or a lawnmower.
Dr. Brian Schmidberg, we can't thank you enough for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate you coming in. It's so awesome. Orthopedic Surgical Partners has 4 locations: Rocky Hill, Manchester, Avon, and Willimantic. For more information, please visit ospct.com. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram.
All right.